This is my reflection for the experiential design assignment that covers assessments 2 and 3, which involves research, idea formulation, and execution of a location-based design. The objective is to create an experience centered around the color blue. Aligned with the blue theme, I've chosen to create an immersive experience highlighting the adverse impacts of global warming and overfishing on oceans. Employing cyanotype printing, I will create the exhibit components, a motion graphic piece, and a physical object to infuse the exhibition with the prevalent blue hue. To create the cyanotype prints, I first started by printing my images in transparent paper to create negative black and white images. Then, I pre-treated my papers with vinegar. As the cyanotype process is sensitive to alkali, acidifying the acid-free paper will result in deeper blues and more detail in the midtones and highlights. I then started with the cyanotype process. Because this process is sensitive to light, I used a room with no lighting. First, I mixed equal parts of solution A and B, then covered the entire surface of the papers with the solution and allowed it to dry in a dark space. After the papers have dried, I attached my negative images to the papers with tape and laid them out in the sun for around 30 minutes. The yellow solution will slowly turn brown under the sun. One thing that I should have done during this process was to place something heavy onto the images so that they can transfer better onto the paper. After 30 minutes, release the images from the papers, then soak and move them around warm water for around 3 minutes. The paper should slowly turn dark blue. Dry the papers for about 24 hours to let them develop completely. The prints will finally develop into a deep blue color with highlights in white and midtones in different shades of blue. Although the prints came out a nice shade of blue, there was a lack of detail in highlights and midtones, which I suppose is a result of the image not fully transferring onto the paper. I fixed this problem by enhancing the prints with Photoshop. The prints were then scanned and enhanced in Photoshop, then edited digitally into a motion graphic piece using After Effects and Premiere Pro. A major problem that I encountered when editing the motion graphic on my laptop was that it kept lagging due to the huge file. I moved the file over to a PC that could process bigger files and split the motion graphic into 2 parts to prevent further lagging.
Looking at the surfers and the boats, so like the evolution of man harnessing the sea, kind of that sort of thing I kind of got. And then man utilizing the ocean to their own ends. So the music itself with the synthesizers and all that, you know, me being who I am, growing up in the time I grew up, it reminds me of like the old sci-fi movies and stuff. So it's almost like that exploratory thing, like the ocean is like a place to explore and discover and all that sort of thing. And then obviously it takes a turn for the worse there as we get, you know, the music indicates that as well. And then we get to like the pollution of the ocean and like the destruction of the natural order of things.
In the course of this project, I learned to integrate analog and digital art by remixing a traditional print method into a digital immersive experience. Despite encountering some limitations in the process, I enjoyed the process and culminated a profound learning experience.